My name is Angela.
My name is Nicole.
And welcome to the Ominous Stitch podcast. Hello, Stitchers!
What's up?
Welcome to another exciting and amazing episode of the Ominous Stitch podcast. Nicole is over here like pumping her arms. She's getting herself all psyched up and getting ready to go.
Yes, let's do this. We haven't seen each other in a little bit of time here.
Yeah, we took some time off and then we had, life and stuff. So I'm really excited to see Nicole. And
yes.
So we're excited to be back recording again.
Yeah, podcast.
Yeah. We have so much to talk about.
Do we?
Well, yeah, so much that I can't even, we did a lot of, off, I was going to say off camera, but off mic.
Off mic.
There we go. Off mic chatting.
Yeah.
So we did get to catch up and unload.
Unload.
But we did save some stuff for you guys.
Yes.
So what's got you in stitches this week, Nicole?
Has everybody, I'm sure, raise your hand, hypothetically, if you've gotten really sick over the break or had the flu?
I don't, this is not wood, but I'm going to knock on it. Nope, I can't knock on wood. I did get sick.
Yes.
I was sick when we were recording our Krampus Cup podcast.
That's right. You were really sick. But that was a stomach ache sick, right?
Yeah,
stomach flu?
That was a stomach flu.
Okay. See, that's gross. No, we had break. We self-family. I had a cold going into it, and my little one had a cold going into it. But then my oldest and my husband got the flu, super bad.
That's the point. Good movie, Super Bad.
Super Bad. That is a great movie. And yeah, family got sick, and then I went back to work, and everybody at work said they were getting sick, and they had the flu or anything.
'Tis the season.
Yeah,
everybody's traveling around everywhere.
Yep.
Everything's cold, so just the
weather changes.
Yeah.
I think what it is, in my theory, is that after you're just so stressed and doing so much stuff for for Christmas and for holidays and work, and then you take a break and your body relaxes, right?
Yeah.
And it just automatically goes, oh, I'm gonna get sick now.
Yeah. I think so.
So I'm finally better. My husband's recovering.
Yay.
The kids are better.
Yeah, the kids are better. They're great. They're here now.
Yes. Yay. But yeah, it's been crazy. So I'm sure most of you have gotten sick or getting better. So hopefully you're on the mend. But
yes,
man, I hope that doesn't happen again. It just was like an explosion.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Every time I talk to you, you're like, we're sick.
Yeah.
Or, my husband's sick.
Yep.
Or my little one's sick.
Little one was
sick.
Now he's better, knock on wood. That
Big one had his birthday and was sick.
Yeah.
Poor
he got
buddy.
Sick right after his birthday. Poor guy. So he's better. But yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So how are you and what are your stitches or stitch?
So I'm okay. I think I told you guys that for Christmas, an insane, awesome, wonderful surprise gift for me was a drum carder.
Drum carder.
And I also got a bunch of hand cards and a blending board. My husband spoiled me and went all out. I'm so excited to use them.
Yes.
And then about a week or so ago, a package arrived in the mail, and it's a fleece, or I guess we call it a blanket. It's an alpaca shearing from 2018. Isn't that crazy? So my husband found a farm in Vermont, I think.
Oh, all the way on the East Coast.
Yeah, okay. and ordered a fleece for me to practice carding and spinning. I'm going to get a spindle. I'm going to, with a drop spindle. Yeah, I got to go old school and figure out how to make yarn.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm going to practice on somebody who isn't one of my 8 children out in the back. So in case I mess up, I won't feel bad that I'm messing up one of my children's fleeces back there. They are my children. I've been so worried about them. We've had some crazy weather events recently. Mm-hmm. If y'all are on the West Coast, you remember this crazy cyclone that we had going on. The rain.
So much of it.
It was insane.
But the next day, it's sunshine and nothing happened.
Was sunshine day. Yeah. But I was so worried about my alpaca out in the back. On my Facebook, you can see I posted a video of them. So scared. I'm worried about them being. I mean, they're in their shelter. They're fine. But I was like, I'm going to have to bring them in my house.
Just hang them out in the garage. They'll be cool, right? Just
no, they got to be in the house. It's going to be warmer. Be with me. Oh, it's so funny.
Your cats, your big cats, right?
My giant big alpaca cats. Yeah. Yes. That's so funny. Oh my. Okay, we're laughing because my real cat, his name is Pumpkins, is hanging out with us. He's right behind me.
Never really does. That's
I know
really
he's being social for some reason right now, but he just tried to grab a fly right in front
it
of
was
us.
amazing.
So
He almost got it.
I know. Good
job.
boy. Hunt those flies, kid.
Well,
it's
that's
winter.
awesome.
We shouldn't have flies. It's so
Well,
weird.
you have a farm,
Yeah.
so that's a little different.
I have a farm.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of different things.
Old McAngela had a farm. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm really excited about this week's episode.
Yes.
We are talking about more visitors from the sky.
Woo.
More aliens going on.
Yeah, this is really, really interesting. I tried to get as much into this one sighting, like well-known sighting, but I was like, let's just do both that are the most well-known in the United Kingdom. So
Woo, we're going across the pond to the UK.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah,
I'm
it'll be
excited.
fun. Yeah. But
yes, before that, I have a Stitches that I was trying to hide from you. I was keeping this a secret, and then my youngest had it in her hand, and she came running out, and she's like, Miss Nicole, look. And I'm like, ah!
Trying to spoil it.
Yeah, but
look what my mom made.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
and Nicole's being so sweet. She's like, I didn't see it. I'm like, yes, you did.
I didn't
Come
see
on.
It all. I didn't see it up close.
Well, we're about to see it. Should we get stitching?
Yeah, let's get stitching.
Let's get stitching. Okay, Stitchers. So to go with our UFO theme, because you guys know we love a theme.
We do.
I tried my hand at amigurumi.
Yay! Oh, it's so cute.
I made a
like
little
yelling.
alien. So this is, isn't he cute?
Adorable.
I need to trim him a little bit. I tried to rush it and make it super fast. And I'm not great at sewing body parts together.
That's
so he's a little crooked.
Thing. No, I get it. That's the hardest thing.
If you guys have any tips and tricks on how to, because
I've watched him on YouTube. It doesn't help.
I pinned him together and I sewed him, but I definitely, you can see right in the front. See
That's
right in the front, I did a big stitch into the wrong stitch. And so you can see it. But anyway, I'll get better at it. But he's so cute.
He's adorable.
His name is Allen the Space Alien. And this is a free amigurumi pattern brought to us by Ollie and Holly. So
Thanks,
if you
Ollie
go
and
to
Holly.
ollie+holly.com.
Oh, ollie+holly. Okay.
Yes, ollie+holly.com. That's the website. OLLIEHOLLY. ollie+holly.com.
It's adorable.
And you can see free Allen the Alien, and it's a free amigurumi pattern just right there on her website. Yes. So this is who I made, and let me tell you, I used a tinier yarn. I used the baby blanket yarn, so it's nice and soft.
Yeah,
but it was so hard because you have a tiny little.
Yes,
I was using a 3.5 millimeter hook.
Nice. And you've been used to using the big hooks for your projects.
I've been playing with bigger, chunkier yarn, so I've been using much bigger hooks. And so, I need to trim that.
That's okay.
And then stitching him together. But it was a fast project.
Because he's tiny.
He's so tiny. Mm-hmm. He's just, I think he's supposed to be about 5 inches tall. And it's a really quick, cute, he's waving hi. Yeah. Really quick, cute little project to do. But it is on ollie+holly.com. Free Allen the Alien. Just a really cute little amigurumi.
The way that it says, you say that's free him.
Free Allen. I know. Well, I know. It's what is that? Free Willy?
Yeah.
Free Allen. Yeah.
Oh, it's adorable. Good job, Angela. I love it.
So we will post a link. So if you want to make him yourself, you absolutely can.
Yeah, we'll put that on our website. Questions real quick. So it looks like his body and his head are separate, right? But his legs are attached.
The legs, yes. So you make the legs first, and then you attach the legs together and you build the body up from there. Okay. Yes.
It's funny with that process. I always still have problems with it for some reason.
It was tough to get the legs on there right, and I'm just like, you know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna go with it. Whatever turns out. If he's a little wonky,
that's okay.
He'll be my little wonky alien.
He's got character.
Yep, he is my little wonky alien.
He's really cute.
Yeah, I think his arms are a little bit too long for my liking, but
you can always change that.
Yeah, I could always change that.
But you sewed on his arms.
I sewed his arms on. So everything. So it's a headpiece. I didn't stuff the arms.
Okay.
You can, but they're tiny. Yeah. So, and I didn't stuff his antlers or his antenna. I'm sorry.
His antlers. He's a deer alien.
Yeah.
No, he's adorable.
Antenna. And
then
a
little smile.
Yeah. I doubled the thread for his smile, so it looked like he looked more happy.
He does look very happy. Yeah. He's happy to visit.
Yeah, he's cute.
Yay.
So that's my little alien.
Good job, Angela.
Yay.
I love it. Yeah. So check out our website. We'll put it on our notes on the pages, and we'll put it as many places as we can.
Yes. Yes.
And we'll take pictures and put it on social.
Yes.
Yay.
My little wonky alien.
I love him. Alan, right?
Alan. Yes.
That's a weird name.
We can change his name.
Alien. Alan the Alien.
Yeah. We can change his name. What do you want to name him?
I don't know. What do you think? He looks like a Steve.
Steve? Okay.
Steve the Alien.
Steve the Alien.
There you go.
Hi, Steve. That's cute. I love it. All right. So let's dive into some more alien talk because it's story time.
Oh, it's totally story time.
Yay.
Okay, everybody. So, as I mentioned earlier, we are going to do 2 of the United Kingdom's most well-known UFO sightings. Twilight Zone?
Yeah.
Sure, it fits that theme.
A little bit of Stranger Things, too. Now I think about it, just like a little nod to that.
Okay. Whenever I try to do some UFO stories, I go, it's funny, there's on history.com, they actually have an interactive map, a UFO sightings location map. Okay.
Cool.
Yes. And so that's when we did the fun one in what was it, Kentucky, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The Kelly Kentucky. Yeah. That's why I found this and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that story. So go to history.com. You can just Google UFO sightings and you'll see it, and it's so cool. So you can go around. It shows you the Project Blue Book because that's why it's on history.com. They have the whole season about it. Mm-hmm. But the one that I wanted to do was the Rendlesham Forest incident, which is so cool, and that's what I'm going to start with today. And then, like I said, I have as much information I can about that. There's another one that I'm going to talk about, and it's about the NATO war games. So military, and actually both of these are military involved. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So the first one I will talk about actually is the NATO war games of UFOs. So in 1952, General Dwight D. Eisenhower started the initial planning for Exercise Mainbrace. It was the first large-scale naval exercise undertaken by NATO's newly established Allied Command Atlantic. And this is one of their 2 principal military commands. Okay, I know there's a lot I just threw at you, but that's okay. You'll follow me along. Eisenhower did this prior to his resignation as NATO's Supreme Allied Commander Europe to run for the presidency of the United States.
Oh, okay.
So he's basically helping in charge of the military of NATO. They wanted to do this exercise to kind of flex, right? Because this was crazy times. Now, good old Wikipedia does a good job explaining Exercise Mainbrace, and here we go. So Mainbrace was conducted over 12 days between September 14th through September 25th, 1952, and it involved 9 navies. And this is the United States Navy, the British Royal Navy, the French Navy, the Royal Canadian Navy, Royal Danish Navy, Royal Norwegian Navy, the Portuguese Navy, the Royal Netherlands Navy, and the Belgian Naval Force. And they operated in the Norwegian Sea, the Barents Sea, and the North Sea near the Jutland Peninsula and the Baltic Sea. Okay. A bunch of navies got together.
Yes. In the Navy.
Yep. Now, its objective was to convince Denmark and Norway that those nations could be defended against attack from the Soviet Union.
Okay.
The exercise featured simulated carrier airstrikes against enemy formation attacking NATO's northern flank near Bodo, Norway, naval air attacks against aggressors near the Kiel Canal, anti-submarine and anti-ship operations, and U.S. Marines landing in Denmark. Okay.
Yay.
So that was the main brace exercise.
My guns are bigger than your guns.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
And now the operation did consist of 200 ships, 1,000 planes, and 80,000 soldiers from the various countries stated previously.
Oh my gosh.
So this was huge.
That's massive.
Huge. Okay. What's crazy, think about that. That's 80,000 people.
Yeah. This is like a crazy military. I'm thinking of those military demonstrations, you know, the big military parades. Like, that's what this is.
But this is way bigger and over the water.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
So many people.
Yes. Now, ironically, Edward Ruppelt, the U.S. Air Force captain in charge of the Project Blue Book UFO investigations, mentioned that Pentagon officials half joked to keep an eye out for aliens and UFOs during the exercise.
Because there's such a huge military presence that it would draw alien attention.
Well, 1952 was a year full of UFO reports and sightings. So this was a huge year, and they're like, "Oh, watch out
for aliens!"
Yeah.
Ha ha ha!
And little did they know,
oh no,
they weren't wrong. So, okay, even before the exercise started, September 13th, okay, the captain and crew of the Danish destroyer Willemoes, I think that's how you say it, Willemoes, maybe, spotted a triangular-shaped, unidentified object that night. It moved at an astonishing speed toward the southeast. Lieutenant Commander Schmidt Jensen estimated that the object was traveling upward of 900 miles per hour.
Dude.
900.
Dude.
That's so fast.
They had no technology to go that fast.
Nobody
in the 50s.
Does. In the 50s.
Oh my gosh.
And the craft also emitted a bluish light.
Ooh.
Okay, so they're the first ones to say, "Hey, we just spotted something that we don't know."
Yeah, Danes. Woo woo.
Even before it started. Okay. Then I'm going to you'll hear me talk about this, but I'm going to go out of order here. But then on September 20th, another unidentified object was spotted by 3 officers of the Danish Air Force.
Oh, more Danes.
More Danes.
Okay.
They witnessed a shiny disc with metallic appearance flying overhead and vanishing into the clouds.
Ooh.
Yes. Then on that exact same day, personnel on board the American aircraft carrier USS Franklin D. Roosevelt noticed a silvery spherical object that moved across the sky.
Dude. Okay. Now the U.S. is in on this too. Okay.
American newspaper reporter Wallace Litwin was also aboard that U.S. carrier and noticed the commotion of several pilots and flight crew members pointing into the sky. Litwin looked up and saw the craft as well and claimed it resembled a white ping pong ball.
Neat. Yeah. A Tic Tac?
Yes, he then continued to take photos of the craft.
Yay! Yeah. Good.
Well, the photos were reviewed by U.S. Navy intelligence officers. However, they were never released to the public.
Of course they weren't.
In these days, everything has been, being released. Unfortunately, we just don't have those photos. I know. Years later, though, Litwin recounted the events that day in a letter to a UFO investigator. When he went below deck, he joked with other newspaper correspondents that he had just shot, aka photographed, a flying saucer. When the ship's executive officer overheard him, he told Litwin that there were no weather balloons that had been released that day. Then the officer radioed the Midway, the only other ship in the vicinity, and they confirmed what the officer had thought. No weather balloons are in the air or known to have been released. Okay.
Nice.
Litwin claimed the unidentified object that looked like a ping pong ball was only 10 feet over his head. So,
what?
Yeah. Like,
it was 10. Okay.
He said it was only 10 feet.
And it was the size of a ping pong ball?
No.
Okay.
It looked like a giant ping pong ball, but it was.
Like how big?
I don't know. That didn't say that. But 10 feet.
10 feet over your head.
I was like, maybe that's wrong, but that's what I read. So there you go.
That does not sound right. If something was 10 feet over my head, I think I would
be able to touch it almost if you jumped, right? Like,
well, I don't have that many ups, but I could at least find a ladder or go upstairs or.
I'm wondering. Well, it probably flew over his head.
Flew over his head really fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
But 10 feet over his head.
Oh, that's too close.
Yeah. When Ruppelt and the team of the Project Blue Book followed up with the crew who spotted the object, some just thought it was indeed a weather balloon and others had doubts. But Ruppelt indicated that it had just moved way too fast, according to the witnesses, to be a weather balloon and did not look like any of the hundreds of balloons the crew had witnessed being launched by aerologists.
Oh.
So they knew what a weather balloon looked like.
Right.
They knew how it moved.
And it didn't behave or look like any of those. And there weren't any that were released.
Nope. And they confirmed that.
So to sum up, people,
yes,
it's not a weather balloon.
No, it's not a weather balloon. And it moves way too quick.
It moves too fast for a weather balloon.
Yes.
It's not a weather balloon.
Nope.
Doesn't look like a weather balloon. Therefore, it's not a duck.
Okay. The next day, September 21st, pilots with the British Royal Air Force noticed a shiny sphere as they flew their jets in formation over the North Sea. According to the NICAP, which is the National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomena report, when returning to base, one of the pilots looked back and saw the UFO following him. He returned to chase it, but the UFO also turned and sped away.
Okay. So from alien encounters that we've discussed before, they tend to be somewhat non-confrontational. Like they'll come close, but then if you they don't attack you, they'll run.
They're just observing.
And then we always attack.
Yeah. We're the ones going after them, right?
It's so
like
funny.
With the Kelly one, they're shooting at him. Remember?
Yeah, shoot first. Mm-hmm. Get him. Like, no, stop shooting
but
things.
They're not doing anything to you.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, I'm going to go out of order by date, but this was probably the most significant sighting during the exercise. This sighting is apparently the one that may have relaunched the British military's interest in UFOs.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
We go back to September 19th. When a British Meteor fighter jet, so British Meteor is an actual plane. I was like, British Meteor fighter? Yeah, it didn't make sense to me.
Okay.
Anyway, okay.
It's a type of fighter jet. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. It was on its way back from exercises over the North Sea to the Topcliffe airfield in Yorkshire, England. As the Meteor aircraft descended to 5,000 feet, the ground crew awaiting the aircraft spotted a silvery circular object traveling above the Meteor aircraft, roughly several thousand feet and going in the same direction. Yeah. Now, prior to the Meteor aircraft's return, Flight Lieutenant John W. Kilburn, 31 years old at the time, had just landed into the neighboring Dishforth RAF station. When he spotted the Meteor aircraft, he was quoted saying he saw something different from anything I have ever seen in 3,700 hours flying in a variety of conditions.
Oh,
yes.
That's cool.
And this was stated to Great Britain's national newspaper, Sunday Dispatch, on September 21st, 1952. Kilburn was also quoted, "It was 10:53 a.m. on Friday. The meteor was coming down from about 5,000 feet. The sky was clear. There was sunshine and unlimited visibility. The meteor was crossing from east to west when I noticed the white object in the sky. This object was silver and circular in shape, about 10,000 feet up, some 5 miles astern of the aircraft. It appeared to be traveling at a lower speed than the meteor, but was on the same course." So exactly what the people saw.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
From a different perspective.
Yes.
Same thing.
Same thing.
That's so creepy.
Yes. In a report preserved by the National Archives, he also noted that the flying object then began to descend toward the meteor aircraft as it was swinging in a pendular motion similar to a falling sycamore leaf. Kilburn at first thought that maybe it was a parachute or engine cowling that had broken loose from the jet. But suddenly the unidentified object stopped in midair.
Oh, no.
Rotated on its own axis and zipped off at incredible speeds over the horizon.
What?
It's like, what's up? Bye. Yeah.
Oh, that's got to be so crazy to see.
I would have loved to see that, right?
I love it when these are military stories.
Yeah.
Because they're trained, they're up in the skies all the time.
All the time.
They're trained to know what different things are in the sky.
Yeah.
And they're not going to embellish or exaggerate. It's pretty much like this is what it is. It's straightforward.
Yeah.
And for them to be like, this is what we saw. This is what it did. We know how believable, insane it is. Yeah.
They're not gonna, like you said, they're not going to embellish anything.
They're not going to embellish. It's way more believable than than
some random 3:00 a.m. person saying something, right?
I'm like, my brain is going back to the SNL sketches.
Oh. When they're sitting around,
they're all sitting in the chairs and they're getting like asked about their experience with the aliens. And like Cecily Strong is like, it was so beautiful. It was so magical. We went into the blah, blah, blah. And who was it? What's her name? Kate McKinnon.
Yes.
Kate McKinnon's like, well, that was not my experience. They were slapping my titties and
maybe strip and
they just got in a line and just started slapping me.
I love that.
Oh, such a good sketch.
Well, back to Kilburn. To get off topic. We're still on topic.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Kilburn reported that the acceleration was in excess of that of a shooting star.
Oh my God.
See? Fast.
Yeah.
I've never seen such a phenomenon before. The movements of the object were not identifiable with anything I have ever seen in the air.
Wow.
So he reported that. Now, according to NICAP, this is the last thing about it. None of the sightings during the exercise main brace were ever explained.
Nice.
So there you go. So multiple sightings and across the different militaries, couldn't explain it.
Yeah. So it's just like, this is what we saw.
Yep. Don't know what to
that
say.
is that.
There you go.
Okay.
We saw
Merry Christmas.
Unidentified objects. Yep.
Oh, that's so cool. I love it.
So that's the most well-known.
I love the thought of the aliens being like, ooh, what are these humans doing? There's a whole big gathering of military people here. Let's go watch.
Yeah.
And they just watched. They
watched,
didn't get involved, but they let us know they were there.
Right.
So what do you think they were going to do if it was like a real thing?
What do you mean if it was like a war?
Do you think aliens are just, what if, I mean, we'd just gotten out of some big wars and
that's true.
There were no alien assistants that I know of.
No, I don't think I know of any either. I don't know. It's hard.
Interesting.
There's so many theories dating, and we were watching actually some alien shows during the break, but like, it's interesting that we've probably known about aliens since BC. What was it like when?
Oh yeah, they're helping build the pyramids.
Yes,
Have
exactly.
you seen on the high? What is it?
I forgot, but it's the along the same line. Did you see
that?
that?
The hieroglyphs.
Yeah,
right. Hieroglyphics. Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
okay.
Hieroglyphs. Yeah,
yeah. Okay. In Egypt,
right.
It looks like that there might be some alien technology helping to build the pyramids and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I forgot what it's called, but we were watching the show and they're saying like, so where the pyramids are, Easter Island, all those cool things that were built that we don't know how to explain are all on the same line around the world.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. And they're all they're all building these crazy monoliths and statues and things
that are way beyond their capability.
That are human capability, and they're interlocking systems that we didn't like. How did we do that? Like, how do we do that without help?
Right.
And they're still
aliens.
Yeah, exactly. And they're still there. That's the craziest thing. They're the longest lasting monuments and man-made structures.
Yeah.
How did we do that?
Thousands of years later, they're still there.
So if they're still around and they're kind of here to watching and helping, maybe they were like, oh, what are they doing out there in this crazy water with all these military and they're flying and they're shooting and maybe they were interested in, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
And then they just sit back and watch. Yeah. But then they let us know like, hey, I feel like them showing their presence a little bit is like, hey, cut that out.
Yeah. Don't you fight.
It's like a parent saying, cut that out now. That's too much. Just stop.
Yeah, we want you guys to live longer than
settle, relax. We don't need any more wars right now. You guys are good.
Yeah. Yeah, don't fight. Don't fight. Get along. See? Peace. So I don't know. But it's just, again, very interesting to have military presence seeing so many unidentified objects and reporting them and not knowing what to do with it. So
yeah, those are cool stories. Yeah. Tell me another one. Tell me more.
All right. So on to the second. And this is more well known, I think, than those NATO games. But this is called the Rendlesham Forest Incident. Okay. This most famous UFO encounter in England has become known as the Britain's Roswell.
Ooh.
I mean, what kind of encounter happens twice in the span of 1 week in one area?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We travel back to December 1980 in the county of Suffolk, England.
Ooh, I was alive then.
I wasn't.
Oh no!
I was 2 years away. I was a blink in the eye there.
Yeah.
That's okay. And specifically, we go to the Rendlesham Forest, as I mentioned, and this is north of the forest at this time was RAF, which is Royal Air Force Bentwaters, and to the west, but extending into the forest, was RAF Woodbridge. Both bases were being used by the United States Air Force at the time. And the Rendlesham Forest is roughly 5.8 square miles. I have a little map. It's really hard to see. I'll put this on socials.
Yeah.
But here's a map. And here's a forest.
Yes.
There's Woodbridge and there's Bentwaters.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you'll see some
little forest in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the early hours of December 26th, Merry Christmas, approximately 3 a.m., 2 military security personnel from RAF Woodbridge saw strange lights in the Rendlesham Forest, which was just outside, again, the back gate of the base. It's like into it. Okay.
Right.
They called into their superior to see if they were allowed to investigate, as they thought it may have been an aircraft that had either crashed or was forced to land in the forest. Note that they thought it was something of a larger shape. Okay. So they saw big lights. It wasn't something small. Okay.
Right.
Some sources say they saw the lights descending into the forest, but the official Ministry of Defense document just states unusual lights being spotted in the forest.
Okay.
And another quick side note that will probably come back around in my story time. At the same exact time, the patrolmen saw the strange lights. A large fireball or meteor was seen flying over southern England.
Oh.
Remember in Kelly?
There was
Fireballs? Fireball.
Yep.
Okay. Fireballs are a very good link. I don't know why. There you go.
Okay.
Another security personnel joined the 2 security guards as they were approved to check out the forest. The Ministry of Defense report states the individuals reported seeing a strange glowing object in the forest. The object was described as being metallic in appearance and triangular in shape, approximately 2 to 3 meters across the base and approximately 2 meters high. It illuminated the entire forest with a white light.
Ooh.
The object itself had a pulsing red light on top and a bank or banks of blue lights underneath. And the object was hovering or on legs. Okay. So it wasn't like on the ground.
Right.
When the patrolman tried to get close to the metallic object, it maneuvered through the trees. So it didn't shoot straight up or it stay on the ground. It was carefully moving around the trees away from the men. So moved rather intelligently and disappeared.
Oh, I love it.
However, at this exact same time, there was a nearby farm where the animals went into a frenzy, quote unquote. What we learn later, though, is that there is a farm nearby, but with no barn animals. The frenzied animals most likely were local muntjac deer. Apparently they cry like... Yeah. Thank you, Angela.
You're welcome. I'm here for the sound effects.
Perfect. Now, what is crazy, and not sure if this was brought up again or in any other website, but the Ministry of Defense report from Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt stated that the metallic object was briefly sighted again approximately an hour later near the back gate of the military base.
Oh.
By who? We don't know.
Okay.
But there's only one in that Ministry of Defense report. I put MOD. He wrote that, but no other website mentions that, which I'm confused about because it's like,
that seems like it's a
big thing,
cool piece
right?
of information there. Yeah. It's like it wasn't just one sighting. They saw it
on
again.
That one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Within an hour. Okay. So there you go. By 4 a.m., the local police arrived after being called by the military men. But when they did a quick search, the only lights they reported were coming from the Orford Ness Lighthouse, which was roughly northeast of the forest. This is going to come back. Okay.
Okay. They're going to blame all the lights on the lighthouse, huh?
Hey.
Got to find some kind of lame explanation for everything instead of wanting to be like, oh yeah, it was aliens.
Right? There you go. So it's going to be a big part of it.
Yeah. It can't have come from the lighthouse if it was, close to the ground and maneuvering through the trees. That is not a light from the lighthouse.
Exactly. But
that would make no sense.
You'll see why they blame it. So, okay. Daybreak on December 26th. Okay. So that same day, that's just not 3 a.m. anymore. The servicemen returned to the scene of the sighting, and they found 3 depressions that were about 1.5 inches deep and 7 inches in diameter, right where they had found the object earlier that day.
The legs it was sitting on. And I see you have a picture of the 3 spots.
Yes.
And it's in a
so
triangular
this is a little
shape.
clearer picture showing where they found the depressions. Okay.
That looks like it's impressive that it was able to maneuver through the trees.
Exactly.
How? Because
it's so wide.
Yeah, the shape of
and
if
all
you
those
connect
trees
the dots and you make a triangle, it's definitely wider than the spacing between the trees. So that's really interesting.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
They were also to see the trees clearer and found that some had burn marks and broken branches.
So they didn't miss all the trees.
Nope. The branches were freshly broken, roughly 15 to 20 feet high. Okay. So how did that happen?
Sasquatch.
Right? Just rubbing against the trees, right? The police were called again at 10:30 a.m., but they claimed the impressions were due to animals. They said like they were digging
15 to 20. Oh, the animals were digging these perfect, like 1 inch deep
in a triangle
in
shape.
a triangle pattern.
Yeah.
And they're like,
yep.
No, excuse me.
I know.
No.
Yep. They're
Come
like, oh, it's just
on.
animals. Yeah.
That is not how animals dig.
Nope. December 28th.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So this is a couple days later. Lieutenant Colonel Commander Charles Halt again decided to revisit the site area and take radiation readings. The original memo said they only found 0.1 milliroentgens.
I love it. Yes. We'll go with that.
Sure. Yes. You guys understand me, right? The peak readings in the middle of the 3 depression area. Okay. And 0.05 to 0.0 readings on the sides of the tree that were facing the original site.
Okay.
It's not much. This isn't very high in the grand scheme of radiation, but the way it was marked around this area was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it was different.
Yes.
It was
very,
showed
very, very
that
small,
it was different
but it was
than
different.
the rest of it. Yeah. Okay.
Halt had taken a cassette recorder with him while taking the radiation readings, and the recordings were released in 1984. Okay.
Ooh.
This tape also has Lieutenant Colonel Halt's description of the second sighting. Here's the statement from the Ministry of Defense document. Okay. So later in the night, a red sun-like light was seen through the trees. It moved about and pulsed.
Ooh, okay.
At one point, it appeared to throw off glowing particles and then broke into 5 separate white objects and then disappeared.
What?
Immediately thereafter, 3 star-like objects were noticed in the sky. 2 objects to the north and 1 to the south, all of which were 10 degrees off the horizon. The objects moved rapidly in sharp angular movements and displayed red, green, and blue lights. The objects to the north appeared to be elliptical through an 8 through 12 power lens. They then turned to full circles. The objects to the north remained in the sky for an hour or more. The object to the south was visible for 2 or 3 hours and beamed down a stream of light from time to time. Numerous.
Did it pick up a cow?
Wouldn't it be fun to see a flying cow? Oh my God.
I love it.
Numerous individuals, including the undersigned Colonel Halt, witnessed the activities.
Dude, that's so good. So many people see it.
So they
that is the
drew
classic shape of a UFO. I love it.
drew
It is a flying saucer.
Yep. That's Colonel Halt's kind of depiction of what they saw.
Wow.
Okay.
3 feet, beam of light, round. I mean, it's, triangular
You'll
feet.
see, that there's 1, 2, and there's the third is in the back.
I see it, yeah.
Oh, sorry. That was not Colonel Halt's drawing. This was Jim Peniston. He drew the sketch of the UFO. He saw he's going to come into play some more here, okay? But he was one of the witnesses.
Okay.
Now, also in 1983, a little bit later, right, an Omni magazine article posted Colonel Ted Conrad, the base commander's statement, and he recalled, 5 Air Force policemen spotted lights from what they thought was a small plane descending into the forest. 2 of the men tracked the object on foot and came upon that large tripod-mounted craft. It had no windows but was studded with brilliant red and blue lights. Each time the men came within 50 yards of the ship, Conrad relates, it levitated 6 feet in the air and backed away. They followed it for almost an hour through the woods and across a field until it took off at phenomenal speed. Acting on the reports made by his men, Colonel Conrad began a brief investigation of the incident in the morning. So this was the first sighting.
Yeah.
He went into the forest and located the triangular pattern ostensibly made by the tripod legs. He did interview 2 of the eyewitnesses and concludes, those lads saw something, but I don't know what it was.
It was a UFO.
So they actually, to this day, they made a current replica in the Rendlesham Forest of what it was.
That's cute.
So it's sitting there. So that's what they think it looked like. Okay. Now, once this was all reported to the United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense, they quickly decided that these events were not a threat to national security and did not investigate the forest as a security matter.
Aw. Okay, well, I understand why they didn't think of it as a threat, because it did leave. It did nothing.
It didn't mess with them.
Yeah, it backed away from everybody and left, and it was all very peaceful. But still, like, don't you want to know what it was?
Wouldn't you want to investigate? I guess not.
Yeah.
Apparently not. Well, I'm going to get into some things here. As I mentioned before, one theory that they may have contributed to the strobing light, remember I said there's a strobing light, was the Orford Ness Lighthouse, although the lighthouse was more east to where they saw the strobing light.
Yeah,
so that's what's frustrating.
Come on, people, no.
Yeah.
That's a really, really...
And it was far away, so I don't get it.
Yeah, that's a lame Band-Aid.
I agree. Exactly. 2 of the eyewitness statements basically saw the strobing light outside of the forest, so they were most likely seeing the lighthouse. That's what they think. The theory of the star-like lights were just that. Very bright stars, or specifically one star. From Wikipedia, the star-like objects that Halt reported hovering low to the north and south are thought by some skeptics to have been misinterpretations of bright stars distorted by atmospheric and optical effects. Another common source of UFO reports. Blah, 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 blah. The brightest of them to the south matched the position of Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky. Stupid. And as I mentioned earlier, there may have been a bright fireball from a meteor that shone red, like Halt explained, saying the red. And Halt's date discrepancy. So when he wrote this memo, he was off a day. Whatever.
Oh, well, okay.
People are like, well, maybe he's thinking because it was so early in the morning, he was just off in the day. But I think those are simple mistakes.
Yeah.
So that's why that was the biggest thing. Oh, he was off by one day in his memo.
No, you guys are just being lazy about trying, because they have nothing to be able to cover it up. So they're just trying to
make excuses.
Play or prey on people's stupidity.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Like, people will believe anything because they don't want to believe in aliens. So we'll just say, oh, it was lighthouse. And people are like, oh, good. It's a lighthouse.
It's just a lighthouse.
I don't have to worry about things being out there that I may not understand.
Exactly. Understand. That's the biggest part of that.
Yeah.
In December 2016, retired Air Force officer Steve Longero broke his silence after 36 years and reported that he did indeed see something in the night sky above the Rendlesham Forest. He reported that the UFOs look like red and green fluorescent lights hovering over treetops and dismissed the theory that they just saw the lighthouse strobe.
Yep, because it wasn't.
Yep. So I'm going to go, it's really funny. This is going back and forth, okay? Yet in 2018, a few special air servicemen claimed they were responsible for the claimed sightings, and it was all a hoax.
Oh, no. That's just the military saying, take the fall for this so that people stop investigating it. Because they're trying to hide. I'm so frustrated. Yeah, they're trying to hide it. They're trying to cover it up.
Well, this is fun.
Very sloppily.
Let me go into this because you're going to laugh about it.
Okay.
The UK Daily Mail posted an article about this, and they stated the SAS were said to have regularly tested U.S. security by probing the perimeters of RAF Woodbridge in the English county, which allegedly stored nuclear warheads and was believed to be a key target for Soviet agents. In August of 1980, I know, the SAS troop parachuted into an upgraded radar system placed by the U.S. Air Force and were caught and apparently brutally interrogated for 18 hours after the British authorities intervened. This caused the SAS troops to get revenge and set up lights and colored flares in the forest in December, along with black helium balloons that were also coupled to remote controlled kites to carry suspended materials into the sky activated by radio controls. I know, this is crazy. This was also under the research of David Clark.
That's such a good revenge.
Right? This is stupid. British journalist and UFO investigator who was contacted by the SAS man under the name Frank.
Frank.
What's up, Frank? After
like the dog in Men in Black. Frank.
Yeah. I love it. Now, after numerous contacts and research, though, Clark concluded that the hoax itself was in fact a hoax.
Of course it was. What kind of revenge is like, oh, they're torturing our soldiers, so we're going to pretend, we're going to attach lights to balloons and be like, woo!
We're going to put lights over the sky and make them think they're UFOs. Ha ha. Yeah, that's stupid.
My gosh.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Now,
how dumb do they think people are?
I don't know. Apparently really dumb. Now, lastly, let's rewind to 2001 when David Clark discovered something huge. Even though officials continuously denied they existed, he uncovered documents that referenced top secret UK government UFO investigations.
See, yep. People know things.
People know things. People are investigating. The 6-page report from the Ministry of Defense's Directorate of Scientific Intelligence. This is the equivalent of the CIA in America.
Okay.
Dated June 1951, was produced by a top secret panel of military intelligence experts known as the Flying Saucer Working Party.
Sweet. I love it. The Flying Saucer Working Party.
I want to be a part of that party.
FSWP.
FSWP. There you go. According to the report, the 5-member team had been meeting since 1950 to analyze reports of unexplained sightings from RAF and Royal Navy pilots. The Flying Saucer Working Party, much like the Air Force higher-ups overseeing the Project Blue Book investigations in America, dismissed all sightings by experienced military personnel as either mistaken identification of conventional aircraft, optical illusions and psychological delusions, known astronomical or meteorological phenomena, or deliberate hoaxes. Okay. But when the party concluded investigations of UFOs should not be undertaken until more substantial evidence appears, it was shared directly with Winston Churchill in the summer of 1952, and the UFO investigations were laid to rest. That is, until exercise main brace.
There we go.
After the Topcliffe sighting and newspaper coverage, Project Blue Book mentioned that British military intelligence had to recognize the UFOs. So it kind of full circle. But so those were the 2 biggest known, and they're still well known today, UFO sightings in the United Kingdom. Rendlesham is still kind of going back and forth, as you can see.
Because those are recent reports. Some of that was very recent.
The Ministry of Defense, it's there. It's all online. You can read their actual official documentation of it. But it's just going based off of that Lieutenant Colonel Holt. He was the biggest one that put it together. Yeah. So people are still saying, oh, no, it's nothing. But
why?
I don't know.
Why do people... It just boggles my brain. I don't understand why people want to dismiss aliens. Of course there are aliens. We can't be the only intelligent life form in the entire universe.
And the universe is so massive.
And do you like the way I said intelligent? I said intelligent.
Intelligent.
I love it when I mess up words that are, I don't know. Whatever. So we can't be the only life forms out there.
No.
That it makes no sense. How arrogant are we to think about
how big-headed and egotistical humans have to be to think we are the only ones around, like the smartest ones.
So why are we so scared
exactly
why do we need to cover this up? Why are we so scared
I don't know. Why can't we have an open mind about everything and go, well, this happened. How do we, I mean, like you said, people need to explain things so much to the point that makes sense in their brains, I think.
Yeah. They just, why are we wired to not want to believe in the existence
of other
of things that we don't understand yet?
Right.
Or we can't explain.
Because it's too scary, I think. Too scary to handle. I don't know.
I don't know. Do you guys have thoughts and opinions?
Yes, please let us know.
Yeah, go ahead and send us an email at theominousstitch@gmail.com or comment on any of our social media. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Renee. Hey, Renee.
What's up, Renee?
We've been seeing you post about us. Thank you. We love you.
You're
too.
So awesome. I hope you got your Bigfoot too.
Yay.
Because I sent it to you, but I didn't know if you got it.
Let us know if you got your Bigfoot.
Yeah.
We want to know.
Yeah.
if you guys want a shout out like we just gave to Miss Lovely Renee, then you guys hit us up on our social medias or drop us a line at theominous.stitch@gmail.com.
Oh, become a patron, guys.
Become a patron.
We would love that. We'll send you things.
Be the first. Woo! You can find our patron page if you visit Podbean. That is where we host our wonderful little podcast. So if you go to Podbean and you look up The Ominous Stitch, it'll take you right to a link to become a patron.
Yes.
We'll send you stuff. We'll give you shout outs. We will make little special videos for our little patrons. Little special.
We will reach out to you.
Yes, we will. Become a part of our community.
Yeah.
Or just drop us a line anyway.
Yeah, we just want to hear you. Say hi.
Yeah. Are you out there? Do you believe in us?
Do you believe?
Oh, that was a super fun story time.
Yes.
I want to know why we are so why we're so afraid. Why do we need to cover up when we do find evidence? We quickly cover it up and hush hush and don't let anybody
say it's
see.
a lighthouse.
Yeah. Why do we do that?
I don't know.
And why do people need that?
Because they need to feel like their presence in life is still sane and I think just normal, and they're like quote unquote normal. Like I don't think people want to get out of their little
bubble, their little comfort zone. Everyone stay in their little comfort zone, in their little bubble. They don't want to know about external things that are happening outside.
They don't want to know that their lives can be rocked by something completely different, I think, which I would accept that.
Yeah. Rock my world.
Rock my world.
Okay. Well, speaking of rocking our worlds, is it time to go to movie time?
Yeah. We're off theme on this one, unfortunately.
Not really. There's
movie.
aliens.
No. Oh, this next movie?
Yeah.
This movie that we're reviewing?
Yeah.
Is it an alien?
The Faculty?
Oh my God.
You're looking at Lights Out.
Because I was looking at our podcast today. Oh my God. Yeah. This is how my brain's working too. So yes. Yeah. So our next movie review is related to
aliens. But these are scary aliens. These are not behaving the same way.
These are ones that are parasitic aliens.
Yeah, they're not behaving the same way as these other alien encounters
that we usually
get.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so is it movie time?
It's movie time.
Yay!
All right, movie time.
Yay!
So this week's movie is The Faculty.
The Faculty.
Released in 1998.
It is so late 90s.
It is a 90s movie for sure.
So late 90s.
Yep. IMDb rating is a 6.5 stars, and the synopsis. When Casey Connor, Harrington High School's newspaper photographer, witnesses the murder of a nurse and sees her alive again, he decides to investigate the bizarre happenings. This was, like you said, this is such a 90s movie.
So 90s. Okay.
Like when Scream came out.
Yeah,
it's
definitely
similar.
A Scream wannabe.
Yeah.
Not nearly as good.
No.
I would describe this movie as a guilty pleasure because it makes you feel really nostalgic for the 90s.
It does,
You get that feeling of like, oh, I'm watching a movie that's like Scream. You get you get taken back into the late 90s.
You do.
With the cast. The cast is so much fun.
The cast.
Usher is in this movie.
What's up, Usher?
Bebe Neuwirth, who I love. She is a fantastic actress. She's the principal.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, who's that? Yeah.
Lilith on Cheers.
Yeah.
Also a very famous Broadway star as well.
You were laughing because you were texting me about Jordana Brewster, and I was like, yeah,
Jordana Brewster.
She was so big then, right?
Elijah Wood.
Yes. Who's the main guy? Oh, Jon Stewart's in it too.
Jon Stewart. Yes,
like,
he's hilarious in this movie. And then the Terminator guy, but not Arnold, the other Terminator. What's his name? It's not Patrick, but Josh Hartnett is in this movie. Josh Hartnett plays Zeke Tyler.
Robert Patrick. There you go. Duh.
Robert Patrick, the other Terminator.
He was very good in this.
Yes, he was very good.
But yeah, this is an all-star cast.
So fun.
So much fun.
So many faces that you haven't seen since the 90s too.
Selma Hayek's in it.
Selma Hayek.
Jansen.
Yes.
So many good people. But anyway, yeah. So what's funny is I was thinking about when I was watching this movie, how over the top stereotypical 90s thought that high school movies should be.
Oh, it's so
jocks and
grungy.
bullies and
the high school's all dirty and grungy and
the
just
bullies
gross.
were like, I was like, I've never seen bullies take
bullies
a kid and ram him
ram
into
on
a pole. Yeah, like,
oh, poor Elijah Wood.
I was like, I feel like bullying stemmed from movies because they tried to make it.
Oh, it's the stereotypes are so over the top.
Yeah, way over the top.
Yeah, you have your stoners, you have your outcasts, you have your very overblown, extorted Breakfast Club.
Yes. Josh Hartnett's selling drugs in the parking lot. If that ever happened in my high school, I'm pretty sure they would get arrested that same day.
I love it.
Like, and the faculty know he's doing it.
Yeah, they know, and they don't
stupid.
care. They have no desire to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It's an interesting concept because even in the movie, they start talking about alien movies and the body snatchers and like how like this is like, well, if it's in movies, then it might be actually real, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought that was
so. Yeah,
neat.
they took all of their knowledge of how this parasite might behave from sci-fi.
Yes, yeah,
they
from
took it
movies,
all from there,
and I love it.
From movies,
and it's so good. That's the part I liked about this movie. If you strip down the stupid stereotypes in high school,
the stereotypes are awesome.
Yeah.
So there's the teacher Femke. Is that how you say
Femke
it?
Jansen?
Femke.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous, beautiful. They make
Yeah.
her all nerdy, and she's the English lit teacher. And then Josh Hartnett, who plays Zeke, the stoner guy who's selling drugs, right, is hitting on her very openly in class.
So gross.
It's so gross, but she loves it, and so they have this like weird
Dynamic,
relationship that continues past.
Yes,
like even after all the parasites are gone, it's still like he's on the football team and she's like waving at him from the crowd. It's so gross.
What is that? Movies, come on.
There's so many things in this movie that I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
Like
Over
the
the top.
only way they could tell that they weren't aliens was to get high.
Yeah. to
They
take
had
drugs.
to take the test, which means they had to take drugs. They had to get high. It was like a form of speed that he made.
Oh yeah. Here's the other thing. Yeah, I know he was held back, right? He's like 19 probably.
Yeah.
He is smart enough to make drugs in his...
He's insanely brilliant.
Yeah,
he's like going in and teaching all of the classes, and he's
talking
supposed
about
to be like
the life forms that they found.
yeah,
like
he's supposed to be the loser, and he like goes in and he's like, oh no, it's this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
In his English class, he was doing that. In his science class, he totally took over for John Stewart. He was the science teacher.
He knew
and he's
what
like,
to,
let's dissect this and let's do
biology.
that. Blah, blah, blah.
He was like
he was
a
all
college professor. Like what?
Yeah, all over it. So I think the only reason why he quote unquote failed was just on purpose.
Yeah,
he didn't want to
leave.
have anything else. He didn't have anything else to do.
Right.
I don't think because theoretically his parents are never there, and so was he going to go to college? I don't know.
He didn't know, but 19-year-old, come on, he didn't know that much.
He's
knowledge.
not.
He's not a rocket scientist making drugs.
And Jordana Brewster's character is so mean.
Oh, it's so stupidly mean though. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm like, these stereotypes are really over the top.
Too much.
And it makes no sense how they even connect or interact with each other.
Well, that was the thing. They all had to get together at the end to like fight this parasite.
Yeah. And they all sit around and do drugs so they can prove to each other that they're not
an alien.
They're not an alien.
But that didn't go well, right?
Oh.
Spoiler alert.
Oh,
I'm sure you've
so
seen this, but
funny.
it was silly. But again, there's little concepts of actual horror movies that I loved. Those tropes of aliens, you know, and taking over and how you have to defeat them and you have to take out the queen.
Take out the queen or
king. And so it was so cool in that way. And then like the special effects, like I thought for a 90s movie.
Yeah, they were really good.
Right?
Yeah,
the
they did
big
a good job.
alien thing.
Yeah.
Which, okay, this is...
Oh. And then when Femke's head gets cut off. Were you thinking about
Mars Attack?
Yeah. So Mars Attack.
It's Mars Attack.
I'm like,
scene.
that's Jessica, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yes.
Dog head on the,
yeah. It's hilarious. Now, my one big gripe about it is at the end, obviously, always the ending, when Elijah Wood is not battling, but running away from the big alien queen, and he stabs her with the pen. Okay.
Yes.
She is like huge. Like,
oh yeah, she's massive,
monstrous, right?
So
I know the thing in the pen would kill the humans because they're like tiny inside, right?
Yeah,
they're like tiny.
The parasites are tiny in the humans. But
why would this small amount of drugs kill the queen, who was like this giant alien.
I had issues with that too.
Okay, good. Like you would need at least 10 times the dose.
Because the whole point is that those drugs are a diuretic.
Yes, to dry them out.
And it dries them out.
How would one little tiny dose dry out that huge thing, though?
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't. It would like hurt you a little, but she would keep going and eat him, and like it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I was like, that was stupid.
Yeah.
I was thinking like it would have been cooler if like they found like salt, like some like I don't know, and threw it in the pool.
Sodium chloride, throw it in the pool.
Yeah, and then have her in there. Yeah. That would have made way more sense.
It absolutely would have made way more sense.
Yeah. But anyway, that was the one, like, I was like, that's stupid. You killed the queen. Cool.
That's the issue you had with the movie.
I did. Out of all the weird
Not
things.
all the sexual harassments and the drugs and the...
No, I'm looking at it as a horror movie. So
and the bullying and
it's
so funny.
But anyway, it was a fun movie. Back in the 90s when that first came out, I thought it was so cute.
It was fun to see all those people again.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of them are faces that, yes, you'll see now. Like some
Older.
of them, Selma Hayek and, of course you see her and Jon Stewart and Josh Hartnett. And
Famke Janssen was so big in the X-Men.
Oh my gosh.
But
Phoenix.
Yes.
Love her.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now this movie may not hold up.
There are definitely some problems with it. Absolutely.
It's kind of like looking at it like if we were in the 90s looking at like a 50s movie, horror movie.
Probably.
Probably.
But it was still fun.
It's still entertaining.
Yeah.
How many stitches would you give it?
Let's see. IMDb gave it a 6.5.
Yeah.
That sounds fair to me.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I might watch it again just if I wanted a hit of nostalgia.
Sure. That 90s.
Yeah, because it's so 90s.
It's so 90s. Our era.
I love it.
So you give it a 6.5?
Yeah.
Give it a 5.5.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not as good for you.
No. Like I said, if I was watching this back in like 2000, I'd be like, oh yeah, let's give it like a 8.
Every time I'm going to do that. Every time.
That's okay. I love it. But yeah, 5.5 because I don't think I'm going to watch it again, but it was still entertaining like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this has been another awesome, amazing episode of the I'm Gonna Stitch podcast. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did.
Oh, it's so much fun.
So much fun. I love UFO stuff.
Me too.
I love it.
We'll go into more soon, I promise.
Yeah, we need to do a Men in Black one because they're the ones that are covering up everything.
That's true. But they're probably aliens themselves.
Yes.
There you go. Oh, we'll have to get into it.
We'll have to get into that.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll do that some other time. But so keep listening and maybe you guys will hear when we do that. If you guys have any story ideas, please drop us a line at theominoussstitch@gmail.com and let us know what you would like for us to talk about. Or if you have had an encounters of your own, we would love to do a listener story. Mm-hmm. So please tell us any paranormal or true crime, hopefully not true crime, hopefully more paranormal encounters that you guys have had or stories that you know. We would love to include them on our podcast and do a listeners episode. That would be so much fun.
That'd be awesome.
Well, you guys are awesome and amazing.
Yay. So hit us up at any point, but we hope you keep listening.
Yes, please. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Crochet along with us. Be in our circle.
And until next time, we'll see you, Stitchers.
See you, Stitchers.